Hey, 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 who is out there? Oh, I've got so much background noise that I thought I would try this microphone, but it's got a super short cord. So we'll see how it goes. All right, we are live, kind of right on time. It's about a minute early, so we're not going to get in a hurry. It looks like there's a few people here. I would really love some participation this round. I need you to not be shy. um, Go ahead and give me a shout out. Tell me who you are and where you're at. We're live on YouTube and we are live on Facebook. It looks like there's a couple of people from Facebook who have joined us. I will more than likely do some edits, but then keep this video around for further teaching on my YouTube channel. Let's see, somebody's trying to call me. I'm going to go ahead and click off of that. So I will do my best to be interactive. Let me get my chat up so I can see what's going on. Not that button. All right, so this is our full moon meeting, right? Who's doing the full moon? I this round I didn't do extra Cellcore. What I'm doing this round for full moon is Fenben. So sometimes I still like to throw in the Fenben. My husband and I on the full moon will do just the Fenben. I like to put mine in a capsule. He just puts his in yogurt, and that's what we're doing for full moon. So topic of conversation today, I really want to talk about desires. I want to talk about motivation and like some of those things that keep us from getting what we want. So most of my program, I'm going to be speaking to my DIY crowd as well as my one-on-one clients. So you're kind of the same, but you're kind of different. If you're not a client, then listen up and you'll kind of figure out what I got going on. So Cellcore is my main line. I'm a Cellcore practitioner. I use bioenergetic testing as well. We do some really cool things with that. And I also use testing, other testing, blood, saliva, stool. It all kind of depends on you. It depends on how much money you want to spend, how deep you want to dig, and if you really, really want to know. Like a lot of times, those root causes are hard to figure out. And it depends on what motivates you, it depends on what helps you get better. So you are in the driver's seat. I'm the coach. I'm going to guide you. I'm going to coach you. I kind of have a tough love, pretty blunt approach to things. And I get that way more and more all the time because I feel like I'm on constant repeat. So that's what I love. I love about these group coaching opportunities is that I can speak to more of you at once. So because I can't even remember who I told what. When you see me as a client, you have a note that you have to go home and you have to do the homework. Like you need to read through that and see what I told you, and it helps you remember. And then there's stuff that we don't get to, like we don't have all day to do these appointments. So it's super, super important to me, but it's super important to you succeeding in my program is to do the homework. I am absolutely giving you all the things you need, but I can't bottle feed you. I can't breastfeed you. You have to do it yourself. You have to want it bad enough to do it yourself. Most of my programs, we're just talking about a 4-month commitment. And I got to tell you, most of you can't make it to 2 months. About in 2 months, you start falling off. You are forgetting to take your supplements. You're sick of doing my 7 foods that you can't eat. Your taste buds are having a fit. Your sugar, you're starting to get die-off symptoms where you're getting headaches. And your sugar bugs are just going wild because they want to be fed. And people just frankly give up. And I got to tell you, I'm not going to chase you down. I am done, done. I don't chase, I attract. That's is my mantra. That is what I'm manifesting. I don't chase, I attract. I'm done babysitting people. So right now it's tough love. If you can't get past month 2, with a little bit of die off and remember to take your supplements, then you don't want it bad enough. You're not ready for health. You're stuck in your sickness. So, sorry, I didn't mean to get so tough right off the beginning, but this is a big deal. We have to be on the offensive. So, my DIY, I really market that to healthy people who want to get healthier. My one on one coaching is a little bit more for the sicker, the more chronic, that needs more hand holding, that needs more babysitting, that needs to suckle at the breast a little, so to speak. And you need that. There are a few people who've tried a few, like the first month of the product, and they get terrible reactions from it. Their pain gets worse, their constipation all of a sudden crops up, and those people, then they just want to quit. But those are people who are so much sicker than they realized. If you get those kind of symptoms from Cellcore products, you are so much more toxic than you ever thought possible. And our world is toxic. Like, people, you have no idea. If you are eating normal everyday foods and living a normal everyday life, you are so toxic. Your kids are so toxic. And we have to be on the defense. We have to run our households differently if we want to survive with what this world is throwing at us, okay? Don't wait until you have cancer to live differently. I want everybody to live like you're diabetic and like you have cancer, right? Not wait for you to have those things and then have to fix them. We have to manifest health. We have to want it. We have to be accountable for our actions. We have to be deliberate, super deliberate about our health, about where we spend our money. And like, frankly, if you're too cheap to buy good professional grade products like Cellcore, then you're not ready. And if you're still spending money on fake nails, on spa treatments, on eating out and fast food, you're not ready. Like, don't even bother. Don't even bother buying product. You're not ready. And unfortunately, I don't want to be like the medical establishment that says, well, your labs are fine. You're just going to have to wait till you get sicker before we can do anything for you. But they kind of got that way because of how the majority of us are, right? Like, our rock bottom has to be so rock bottom before we are ready to do something different. If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken Wellness with me, Tanya Candy, registered nurse and health coach. Now, I'm not your typical nurse. I consider myself divorced from traditional healthcare. I broke free of the sick care system in 2019 when I realized that the root cause to my sickness, my autoimmune disease, and my chronic pain was me. If you're ready for truth, for clarity, for honesty in a tough, love, compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. Join me while we dig into our root causes of sickness and disease. If you're ready to take back control of your health, you're in the right place. Welcome to Awaken. All right, I'm back. So that's my little mantra, right? The root cause of my sickness was me. I'm not necessarily going to point fingers, but we all have to be accountable. And the things in life that we can control are what goes in our mouth and what comes out. My programs, I'm just asking you for 4 months. And then yes, there is follow-up, and yes, there is rinse, and repeat, right? So we always start with those 7 inflammatory foods. And I like to do that. I used to ask everybody to spend $450 on food allergy testing. I no longer require that, or I no longer do that. We start a little simpler. I actually really tried to simplify those first 4 months because it's the foundation. We have to get your foundation right. And everyone, I mean everyone, can benefit from this foundational deep detox and parasite cleanse. Okay. And yes, I like to challenge you and I like to add that food elimination on it because everybody wants to lose weight. That's not really the goal. But when we do those 7 foods, when we eliminate those 7 foods, we just depuff, right? And like wow, where I'm at, I'm on rinse and repeat. So I'm constantly having to revisit that. I kind of live in 80-20 world where 80% of the time I avoid them, 20% of the time I indulge. And that's okay for me where I'm at. I've done a year's worth of work. I've done a year's worth of detox. So I still have a long way to go. I still have got dirty estrogen in my liver that I am trying to straighten out. When I first started this, I did all the testing. So I know by the functional labs that I was ripe. I was in a ripe, ready place for cancer in my body. My immune system was shit. I mean, absolute shit. I had autoimmune disease. So if you've got autoimmune disease, your body is not attacking itself. That is a lie that you have been programmed to believe. That is so not the truth. If you have autoimmune disease like I did, my body was trying to protect me. Inflammation is a protective response. Chronic inflammation leads to oxidation and disease process in your body. But when I figured out I was the root cause, that my toxins, my low stomach acid, what I was eating, my emotional and mental state. This was the traumas. These were what my body was trying to protect me from me, from my environment. So that is where we use Cellcore Biosciences. We can have that DIY experience where you're going to go in, you're going to use my vault and the education, you're going to communicate with me with emails and I'm going to keep you on track and I'm going to keep you motivated. If you get stuck in the process, then you can get on my schedule for a consultation and we can work that way. So, sorry, I'm not, if anybody's shooting me notifications or messaging, I don't see them when I go live like this. So, sorry about that. I will go back in the feed and answer questions if you're asking something because I just am not seeing it. What else was I wanting to say? Oh, so in our programs, month 1, we start with opening drainage. Opening drainage. If you're on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, Facebook, and you follow any of us functional coaches, functional practitioners, we're always talking about drainage. So month 1 is all about drainage in my program and food eliminations. And I don't try to overwhelm you much more than that. I am bringing in more education on lymph. Because the drainage in the lymph, like that's for me where I really am still struggling is with that lymph. So in month 1, I'm going to really advocate for you getting in the routine of doing self lymph massage or having a rebounder, at least walking and doing some things like that, dry brushing like before you shower and start getting in that routine because in the month to come with the detox and the parasite cleanse we are going to be asking a lot of your lymph system, a lot of that drainage system, and it's a big deal. Most of us have way more stagnant lymph than what we realize, so that's a big deal. Phase 2, if you went through phase 1 good, if you didn't get constipated and all junked up in phase 1, a lot of people need to do phase 1 twice. And they don't like to hear that because you want it all and you want it now. But that's not how it rolls. So if you're doing the DIY programs, you really need to be going through the education and you need to be paying attention to what your body is saying, right? If you're working with me one-to-one, we use my scanner, so that really helps pick apart other deficiencies. Um, and sometimes, depending on your budget, we just are going to try to use nutrition and the Cellcore products and get you through this, and stay on a budget, right? So like I say, we can test, we can spend all the money you want to spend and get all the answers. If you want to test for Lyme disease, we can do blood tests. If you want to test for MTHFR, we can do blood tests. Like I can do all of that, or we can do none of it. However, this is working for you, however you see this thing going for you. Month 2, typically, is when we're going to start that parasite cleanse. And then we're going to continue it through month 3 and month 4. And the foundational kit is nice and smooth, and the directions are all there. There's no reason that you can't do that as a DIY. Do that on your own. So some other things that I was thinking about all of you today when I was out on a walk and trying to say, I've got your attention. What do I want to say? I was really believing for 20 people to be online right now. There's kind of only been 3 or 4 coming and going, and that's okay. That's okay. We're going to do this all on replay. So Yahweh will bring in who is supposed to be here, who is supposed to be assigned to me, who is supposed to be here so I can help be an answer to your prayer. Let's see, what else was in my notes? Habits. We've got to build some structure. We've got to build some habits. Like, how many things have you done and failed? And we have to shake off those failures. Like Weight Watchers totally works when you work it. Atkins totally works when you work it. So the main thing that we have to do is, once your initial 4 months is up, is to keep you from going back to those old ways. Because absolutely, can you undo all this? Hell yeah, you can. But you don't have to. You can change your ways. You can change your nature. But really, on average, month 2, most people are baby powder bottom wimps. They can't even make it till month 2. And those sugar bugs that live in your gut, that sourdough starter in your belly, is screaming so loud. And those die-off symptoms start when your parasites start to die and you start to really detox. And then you quit and you don't make it till month 3. You just made everything worse. So if you hear me saying this is not a sales pitch, if you don't think you can make it through 4 months, don't do it. And like, don't just say, well, Tanya won't sell me that Cellcore stuff, so I'm just going to try a Robin's Hood parasite cleanse. It's the same. Like, those are not deep enough. Like, you do that and you don't follow through, oh man, you can just make such a mess in your body. Like, as a Cellcore practitioner, with the education I have, I take this parasite stuff really, really seriously. Those parasites are little sponges in your body. And if you are lousy with parasites, like, they're not your only problem. They're not even the problem. Because if you're full of parasites, like I was full of parasites, my body was using those parasites to its advantage because they are sponges. They absorb heavy metals and toxins. So when you kill them, then your immune system that was already in a compromised place has to deal with those. And I'm telling you what, over-the-counter products, they are not going to get that mess cleaned up. They're just not. And if you're not doing the extras, the sauna, the lymph massage, those extra drainage things, the castor oil, like, you're gonna be hurting. You really are. So, like, this stuff, it's a big deal. It is. Let's see. I'm going to quick just tell you guys about my programs. So these are my in-person programs. Let's see if I can. Oh, that's fast, isn't it? I offer 3 levels of my in-person programs. The first level, the Plan A, that's the big one. It is going to include tools. It's gonna do all of your scans, it's gonna do all of your coaching, and it is going to include some lab testing. Plan B, Plan C. Sorry, they're going by too fast. I'm going to have to redo that for the next time I use it. Plan A is going to give you the opportunity to get 15% off of your products during those 4 months if you pick Plan A. If you pick Plan B, you're going to get, here we go, we'll let it go through again. If you pick Plan B, you're going to get 10% off of your products. If you pick Plan C, which is about the only option for distance people, you will get 5% off. But these packages, if you're local, they incorporate my detox sessions, my PEMF, the red light, the foot bath. So, all the stuff that you need to really make this thing work, to really do it thoroughly, to do it right. But it's still only 4 months. That doesn't mean that the job is done. I also have opportunities to just do month to month, to do the DIY. You don't have to, absolutely, nobody has to buy a package, but it is like you're investing in yourself. It's like you're putting that action, that desirable action, and you are seeking health. It just really solidifies your self-love. It makes this all so much more intentional. We have to put intent to our health. Like, we are accidentally sick, not, no, not really, but to be healthy we have to have so much intention behind health. It really isn't fair that it has to cost you that kind of exertion to be healthy. See, I'm gonna let that run through. Well, I'll take it down. Or maybe not. There, I got it. Okay. So, your intent, your desires, your motivation, you have got to put you first. You've got to put your health first before you have a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes, before you have cancer. And then I just want to speak to all the ladies out there, the moms. Like, you're in control of your family. You're in control of your kids and their future. So, well, if you've got parasites, they've got parasites. And especially if you're on a DYI program, you get access to order Cellcore directly, and I will give you the kids dosing. Like, if you kind of need to do this for your whole family. The eating better, like, they should avoid the 7 foods too. They should be coming alongside you. You shouldn't feel like you're punishing them because you're taking away the sugar out of the house. Are they going to hate it for a little while? Yeah, probably. Are they going to sneak around and eat stuff at their friend's house that they shouldn't eat? Yeah, for sure. But you're sowing those seeds. You're getting into their brain. You get the opportunity to brainwash them instead of the rest of the world. So don't make separate food for you. Don't do it that way. Bring your whole family in. Everybody needs to be included, right? Let's see. Let's see. There. If you can still hear me, give me a thumbs up. I just am not operating while holding on to it. So I'm getting about ready to wrap this up. And like I say, I apologize. I just don't get this. I don't get how to get the comments or what to do about that. I think I have to set it up on a webcast type format in order to see your comments. Oh, maybe I can over here. Maybe nobody commented. I don't know. Somebody shoot me a comment who's ever watching. Okay, well, I am going to plug my DIY. So that is something I'm really working on growing, is that independence. I am a DIY person. I love the DIY.
Here's my shout out to all you DIY folks in the house. My heart is DIY as well. I love to do things myself. And these days in this wellness space, we've got so much information. We've got access to all the cool stuff like castor oil packs, adrenal cocktails, foot soaks, lymph massage, rebounding, grounding, fasting, keto, you name it, we've tried it. We all know what Barbara says. The one thing you don't get as a DIYer is access to professional products. Until now, I have designed a really unique DIY system that gives you access to Cellcore Biosciences. You have not really detoxed or done a parasite cleanse until you've experienced Cellcore's 4-month foundation program. And you won't really know the difference until you really know the difference. Go to my website, awakenwellnessllc.com, and find the DIY tab. Let's get you access. Here's my shout out to all you DIY folks in the house.
All right. So DIY is a really, really handy program. It's something that you can also use if you've been through my program, but you want to get your family through it and you want access. So I have got a education vault. I've got a few things going on with that. Just normal clients get in the vault, they get in the Cellcore vault so they can go and get questions answered. Like pretty much anything that you're wondering about what I should take, how I should take it, you're going to have access to that in that vault. And then I've got a vault called the Great Health Reset. Okay. And that is a different access level. In the Great Health Reset, that comes included if you buy a package. In that education vault, there are a lot of mini classes, and I'm always adding to that. So there are classes about anxiety and breathing and oh, do I have one on tapping? More food information, more stress management and journaling, all in these little mini sessions that you just do on your own. So I love intermittent fasting. Mindy Plez is my go-to girl on that. So I don't teach in depth on intermittent fasting. Like I've done Mindy's Reset Academy and it's awesome. So I know enough to help you. But if you want to really dig into fasting, then go to Mindy. I'm not going to redo everything that she's done because she's done an amazing job at it. But things that I like, I'm going to post other people's YouTube videos. Like I've been really looking for a couple of good lymph massage demonstrations. I'm going to post that in that Great Reset resource so you don't have to spend time on YouTube searching for stuff. I'm going to have that there. Maybe someday I'll do some demonstration videos, but I don't see any point in wasting my time doing that when somebody else has already done it. There's so many amazing YouTube videos on all of that. I might do some teaching, on the castor oil packs, or I am going to next week be spending a week with Barbara O'Neill. So that is amazing. So I'll have a ton of information. And those things are going to be in that Great Health Reset education vault. So that is a wide world of self-help. And the price on that, if you are not in a package, anybody can get access to it. It's $29.95 a month. And it's just one of those subscription things that as long as you're paying, you have access to it. So the more you use it, the more beneficial it is. Like, I know I get it. Like, I love TikTok and everybody's on there is making their own tinctures and doing this fun stuff and sharing recipes and sharing the health hacks and their borax and, all of that stuff. It's great, but still, The main problem with all of it is the stick-to-itiveness. Like, so you tried that stuff once or twice, great, because you're trending and it's trending. The main problem is we don't stick to things. You have to stick to things. Me, myself, I'm always going to want a professional product. I'm not going to want an herb that somebody blended in their basement. I'm just not like that. I used to be a hairdresser. I'm still super picky about professional products. Like, they're professional for a reason. They really are. And especially when it comes to your supplements. My go-to brands so far are Standard Process and Cellcore. I do a little Designs for Health. I do a little energetics and a little like homeopathy, but the Standard Process, because I know they're old school, they've been around forever, they farm their own stuff, they use clean meat, it's whole food supplements. It's not synthetic. So like, especially your, say, vitamin D's or your vitamin C's, like cheap synthetic stuff is cheap synthetic stuff. If you're buying 2-for-1 vitamins at the grocery store or at White Drug, you're getting what you paid for. Okay. So many people have got that MTHFR mutation or genetic SNPs, and that folic acid that is sprayed on your cereal, that's in your processed wheat, that's just in all that stuff, your body can't process it. It gives you symptoms of autoimmune disease. It just wreaks havoc in your body. So, your body wants a methylated B vitamin. Your body should be making B vitamins. Like vitamin C, a lot of the vitamin C or citric acid is corn sourced, and it's just not clean at all. There is citric acid in a lot of Cellcore's products, and their standards are way up here. They're manufacturing, it's completely not moldy, so it is absolutely more expensive. It is. They've got that carbon technology. So that fulvic acid that is used as a driver. It brings up your cell energy. It gets the products through your stomach and digestive system, and then it energizes them so they get into the cell where they need to be. It's a world of difference between their products and junk products or products that somebody blended in their basement. Like, all that stuff just kind of freaks me out. I'm not a gardener. Someday I'd love to be a gardener. So I'm still that person who I eat processed food. I use Thrive Market. So I try to eat classier processed food, but it's still processed. And when I ask people on my questionnaire what their toxins are, almost nobody checks GMO foods. Almost nobody checks processed foods. So, like, my definition of GMO food and processed food must be radically different than your definition, right? Because I'm going to check the box. I eat processed food. Like, if I eat potato chips, I eat potato chips from Thrive Market that are organic and that were in coconut oil. But do I eat them? Yeah, they're processed. Yeah. So I don't know what the majority of people think processed food is. Like, what is that, frozen pizza or hamburger helper? What does that mean to you? If you are eating food that is in a box with a label, if it was processed, like, that's processed food. So I don't get it. And so many people don't check the GMO box. Like, do people not think that at least probably 90% of the food that you eat is GMO'd by some degree? GMO, genetically modified organism. Like, it's all GMO'd, all of our grains. Like, it's not that gluten is all of a sudden terrible. It's the GMO. It's how it's the seed was changed in the laboratory because of our farming practices. So, and then, or like toxins, like, people don't check the cookware. Like, so I usually don't get into all of that, the toxin stuff, until like month 3. And then month 4, we really get into candida and back hard on the sugar. and yeast and stuff like that. But those toxins, like, people just are so programmed, or so, you just don't think about it. You don't think about it. If you're using anything from Bath and Body with smelly fun stuff, that's full of endocrine disruptors. If your fluoride and your toothpaste, anything that ends in IDE, is thyroid, so those toxins sit on your cell receptors, your bromide, chloride, fluoride. They sit on the cell receptors. So when your thyroid hormone comes along, so saying, knock knock, do you need thyroid hormone today, the cell says, no thanks, we got enough, because of those blocked receptors. It's like the window is jammed, right? So when we start detoxing, when we add iodine, so Cellcore's metabolic activator is amazing product. There's not even that much iodine in it, but the way they have it with the fulvic acid, it's so effective. There's selenium in it, which pretty much everybody is deficient in. Our minerals are so deficient. Again, like CT Minerals by Cellcore, bar none. It adds energy to the cells. It fights biofilms. Amazing, amazing product. Back to that cell washing. You start taking some iodine and it's going to knock the bromine off. And then pretty soon you get these nice little red spots all over you. And not that that's terrible, it's just a sign that you have bromide toxicity. So you knocked it off the cells, washed it off, and now your liver or your body's trying to detox it, and it will show up in your skin. That's it trying to force its way out of your skin. If you've got skin problems anywhere, if you've got fungal, like under your breasts, in your skin folds, if you get yeast infections, candida. We don't like to just jump into a candida cleanse. That's like step 4. We want to get rid of this big stuff first so your body can really efficiently work on that candida. But if you've got rashes, eczema, psoriasis, whatever kind of weird stuff, like detoxing, I'll get a little pimpleage here or there. But if that gets bad, if like in month 1 or month 2, you start to get a rash, then you really need to get a hold of me, because your drainage is not open. It's not open like you think it was. If you're constipated at all, your lymph system is in trouble. Your skin is a detox organ, and your body will always take the path of least resistance, just like gravity, right? So if you're backed up in the colon, if you're backed up in the lymph system, then these toxins are trying to come out of your skin. So it is kind of part of the process, but it shouldn't be extreme. It shouldn't be tragic. It should be manageable. If you start to get the rash, we got to go back and work on the constipation. We got to work on the funnel, on the bottom end, the anal end of the funnel, and help that skin out, help your lymph system out. So all in all, I thank you so much for listening. I'm going to hit this call to action.
All right, friends, this is it. Here is your call to action. This is how you're going to get the professional products that you want. You can go to my website, awakenwellnessllc.com, or I've got another site. It's cellcorediy.com. Both will take you to an ordering page that you can order right online. You can follow me, I wish you would, on Facebook. My handle is Nurse Candy or Awakened Wellness. I also have a private group there for just you Cellcore DIYers. So go ahead and find that group. Make sure that you enter it and get your notifications. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then every time I go live, you will get notified. And this is true even if you are not purchasing products from me. You can still subscribe and get free coaching, get notified. Find me on TikTok. My handle is Tanya Candy 5 or Awakened Wellness. If you're into truth, clarity, and honesty with a tough love yet totally compassionate way, I'm the coach for you. If you can't handle the truth, we might not get along. All right, friends, this is it. Here is your call to action. This is how you're going to get